Hi, my name is Kylie Stuvey, and today I will be presenting a series of slides about the fast fashion industry and how you, the manufacturers, can change the future of the industry through sustainability. Our agenda today includes overviewing the definition of fast fashion, as well as the operations that are involved. We will then move on to what role manufacturers play in fast fashion and the importance of your specific stakeholder. Additionally, I will cover both the environmental and social consequences involved with fast fashion and how current manufacturing practices contribute to these factors. Finally, we will discuss ways in which manufacturers can reverse such damages through the use of more sustainable practices. We will first define what fast fashion is. Fast fashion is a design, manufacturing, and marketing method focused on rapidly producing high volumes of clothing. Fast fashion garment production leverages trend replication and low-quality materials like synthetic fabrics in order to bring inexpensive styles to the end consumer. As seen below, this flow chart shows how fast fashion occurs. Firstly, manufacturers will produce the physical products and then distribute them to retailers. Retailers will then sell these products to the end goal of consumers. We will now discuss how you, the manufacturers, contribute to fast fashion. Manufacturers are crucial in the fast fashion industry when rapidly producing high quantities of clothing. Said stakeholder is responsible for creating the physical products, from sourcing raw materials to manufacturing. Major retailers often seek out manufacturers to carry out specific designs and manufacture clothing in a different country than its intended location. In this flowchart down below, manufacturers will oftentimes source raw materials from independent farmers or large industries such as cotton. They will then outsource manufacturing companies in mostly third world countries to physically create these products. Once a physical product is then created, they will source out retailers to buy this product in order to disperse to consumers. While the fast fashion industry has its many economic benefits, many environmental consequences follow, such as water and air pollution and landfill and energy waste. The environmental impact of fast fashion comprises the depletion of non-renewable sources, emission of greenhouse gases, and the use of massive amounts of water and energy. The fashion industry is the second largest consumer industry of water, requiring about 700 gallons to produce one cotton shirt and 2,000 gallons of water to produce a pair of jeans. Business Insider also cautions that textile dyeing is the world's second largest polluter of water, since the water left over from the dyeing process is often dumped into ditches, streams, or waters. Furthermore, brands use synthetic fibers like polyester, nylon, and acrylic, which take hundreds of years to biodegrade. A 2017 report from the International Union for Conservation of Nature estimated that 35% of all microplastics, which are tiny pieces of non-biodegradable plastic, in the ocean come from the laundering of synthetic dyes like polyester. The world consumes around 80 billion new pieces of clothing every day, 400% more than the consumption 20 years ago. The average American now generates 82 pounds of textile waste each year. The production of leather requires large amounts of feed, land, water, and fossil fuels to raise livestock, while the tanning process is among the most toxic in all the fashion supply chain. The chemicals used in tanning often include mineral salts, formaldehyde, coal tar derivatives, and various oils and dyes, which are not biodegradable and oftentimes contaminate water sources. Finally, the production of making plastic fibers into textile is an energy-intensive process that requires large amounts of petroleum and releases volatile particulate matter and acids like hydrogen chloride. Additionally, cotton, which is in a large amount of fast fashion products, is also not environmentally friendly to manufacture. This is due to the pesticides deemed necessary for the growth of cotton oftentimes prevent health risks to the farmers that are supplying this cotton. Continuing, we will explore the many social consequences that fast fashion presents, such as inhumane working conditions, unfair wages, and intensive labor. Fast fashion exploits local and underserved communities in sweatshops to produce cheap garments. It employs more than 300 million people in the world. Most of them are often young women who frequently face terrible conditions and abuse. They work on farms and in garment factories, being exploited and even forced to abort their pregnancy to continue working. The very large majority of fast fashion production takes place in overseas countries with poor labor laws and human right protections. Many farmers and garment factory workers live in low-income countries where labor is shockingly cheap. Additionally, fast fashion creates unfair and unsafe work conditions responsible for the death of thousands of people in catastrophic events, such as the Rana Plaza garment factory collapse in Bangladesh, which happened in 2013. Fashion brands tend Fashion brands and retailers are pushing for lower production costs to increase their profit margins and meet customer demand. Meanwhile, these manufacturers keep wages unlivable and working conditions terrible. Fast fashion is also responsible for cases of forced and child labor still reported to this day in countries like Bangladesh, China, Indonesia, and the Philippines and Vietnam. Fast fashion is severely criticized for its negative social impacts. It doesn't promote decent work conditions, gender equality, diversity, or inclusivity. Instead, retailers foster a culture of discrimination, harassment, and violence. Poorly paid employees and dangerous working environments are very common among fast fashion brands and retail giants. Women especially are the victims of fast fashion as they are subject to daily violence on the basis of their gender. After discussing how the industry promotes environmental and social consequences, I am reaching out to you, the manufacturers, to help reverse said damage. Due to manufacturers' critical and primary role in fast fashion, I believe altering the production of garments will help eliminate the previously stated downfalls. For instance, utilizing more sustainable fabrics, such as organic cotton, will limit both pollution and energy waste merely due to how the raw material is sourced and grown. Secondly, limiting the number of outsourced manufacturing plants will lessen the number of workers that are exposed to dangerous working environments and help ensure the safety of others. While this practice is more economical, manufacturing closer lessens both pollution and fees caused by shipping. Additionally, utilizing renewable energy sources such as wind power proves more cost-effective in the long term compared to non-renewable sources. By making this change, manufacturing fast fashion will result in far less atmospheric pollution. Finally, implementing recycling practices will lessen the number of garments found in landfill while also limiting raw material costs. If manufacturers were to use the practices listed above, they would not only reverse environmental and social damages, but also economically advance the industry. I want to thank you for your time today, and I hope the suggestions above are considered as fast fashion continues to grow and thrive and develop.